Welcome to Real Estate Investing for Women. On this show, you will learn how to create wealth through real estate the blissful way. That means with very little stress and very little time. We talk about strategies, mindset, heart set, money smarts, resources, and so much more to ensure you're able to create the success you most deeply desire. Now, here's your host, Monica Sawyer.
Today, I am so excited to welcome to our show Stacy Bahrenfuss. Stacy is the founder of Catalyst Group and creator of the Inside Out Success Method, a system at the core of her premier consulting program for female change makers, Limitless with Stacy B. Stacy started Catalyst Group, her real estate company, at the age of 19. She sustained her company through the housing crisis of 2007 to 2010. Wow. And continued to scale her business beyond the seven-figure mark to become one of the top performing real estate teams in the state of Idaho. Stacy's experience is vast. She has been a single agent, has run a large team, and has even operated as a designated broker for Catalyst Group as a brokerage. She has personally funded and sold a development project consisting of 11 upper-tier new luxury homes while still operating her real estate team at Catalyst. Her success in the real estate world has given her a vehicle to share her mission, vision, and purpose. Now she guides female global change makers to discover inner freedom and fulfillment to create lasting success from a beautiful inner state to achieve the change and results they wish to see in the world. Yay! Hi there, Stacy. How are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Wow, you've done a lot of stuff. It's so interesting. When I looked at your bio or looked at your questions, I know that so much of what you do is mindset stuff, which is really key to success. But I didn't realize initially how involved in real estate you are. So this is fantastic. I'm so excited how relevant this is going to be.
I'm very excited too. I think that the merge between both, it's so vital for successful real estate business.
Exactly. And most of the people that come on board to talk on the podcast about mindset, they might have a little bit of investing experience, but not to the depth that you have. So this is amazing. So why don't you start by just giving us a little bit of your story, like the 2-minute version?
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. So it all started when I was a senior in high school. Actually, I was joking around with a few of my friends and we had heard about a local real estate office near a resort town that I lived in that was going to be opening. And I said, I'm going to apply as a salesperson. I was 17 at the time, and they ended up calling me and hiring me as the sales coordinator's assistant. So I worked part-time, did that, and obviously finished, high school at that time and knew right away that this was my career path, to get into real estate. I saw a gap that I could fill, which was, just the consumer experience and the way that I was seeing agents at that time. It was, 2004, 2005, things were booming and going crazy. And I just saw a gap that I could fill to improve the industry. So got started at that point and then got licensed when I was 19 because I knew I wanted to, be the change. And so started my career at that point and then started building my team 5 years later in 2011. And everything that I've done it intentionally to be able to simplify things so that I can share with others that they too can do whatever it is they want to do in the real estate business, or beyond the real estate business.
Are you looking for a way to invest in real estate with a low investment of time and money, but that is relatively safe and gives high returns? If so, check out this new webinar by me and Roger Blankenship. He buys repossessed homes at auction, sells them on owner financing, and repeats the process. There's no termites, no tenants, no toilets, no rehabs, no rentals or repairs. This is a buy as is, sell as is with seller financing plan. We have put together an entire system that provides houses and resources to get them sold in any state. It's an exciting opportunity, and Roger has started a buying club to help 200 people do this strategy with him. To find out more, just go to the webinar replay we did especially for my community. Go to blissfulinvestor.com/BORE webinar replay. So that's blissfulinvestor.com/BORE, which is B as in buy, O as in owner finance, R as repeat, and then webinar replay. And tell Roger you came from me to get an additional $500 credit on your first home purchase. So you say, and I say the same thing in all of my stuff, but you say that you can have success without stress. So let's talk a little bit about that. So I'll just give you a little background on me too, is that, so I talk a lot about bliss. And bliss is really about creating systems or creating a business or creating a life that has very little stress and is filled with joy through the whole process, right? So I feel like we're really aligned with that. So talk to me a little bit about building success without stress.
Yeah. And your methodology and your mission is, what I was very excited about, meeting you and coming on your show for all of those reasons you just listed, because we're very much in alignment. So for me, succeeding without stress really means, it's different than taking an intense breathing exercise as an example to raise the stress in the body to be able to perform at a higher level. That's a different type of stress. The stress I'm talking about is that inner state of suffering that no matter what's going on externally, it could be a different situation and you're still feeling that same thing, that same feeling. And so succeeding without stress really means going to the root of whatever the issue is internally and being willing to courageously look at things that may be, whether it's a pain or a hurt or something that happened in your past that is the trigger that keeps being activated by these external situations. And so when you do that and you really start to clear things, we joke about it within my team. It's like the Drano, it's like seeing your truth is like the Drano pouring down the drain to clear things. But when you can do that, you're able to succeed at such a different level because you're clear and calm inside. You're able to make, more clear and powerful decisions, and you don't have to work as hard with so much push. It's more of the flow.
And you have a specific methodology for this. Is that true?
Yes, that is true.
Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Of course. Yeah. So the methodology is going to the root of whatever is going on, like I explained briefly, identifying whatever that thing is. An example is a key one is looking at relationships in your life that may be, a soft spot or pain point, and seeing how you contribute to that pain. It's so easy for us to blame others, and if we can really start to look at situations and if we're frustrated or, feeling pain in some way, to ask ourselves, how are we contributing to that situation? And the game really changes at that point. So that's what that methodology is all about, is not only taking your power back, but taking your power back by taking responsibility for your life completely. And in doing so, again, able to, look at things differently so that you can perform at a higher level. So that methodology is first to see the truth and see that pain, but not stop there. What you need to do then is then build that vision for your life and understand that what you are seeking, once you are successful at this level, then you'll be happy. As an example, we've all heard that. To really understand that the emotions are, I always say, like a vending machine in a way, that are already within you. And so you just need to select, okay, I want to be happy. And if I succeed at this level, I'll be happy then. Changing that and seeing that you can get the happiness out of the vending machine now without going after that. And therefore that might change your pursuits and what you're actually trying to achieve. So the methodology breaks that down so that that can come into focus.
I so love what you're talking about around the, so there's a way that we are taught in the world to create our happiness, right? We pursue this, and then once we achieve that, we will be happy, right? And so there's all these people out there saying, well, happiness is an inside job, and you should, whatever, right? But still, we're all trained to go after the thing that's going to make us happy, whether it's business success, a boyfriend or girlfriend, right? A car, a house, whatever it is, right? We're going after those things and we think they'll make us happy. And what's interesting is that for those people who have gone after those things and gotten those things, you realize that, oh, that didn't make me happier. Really, who you are on the inside is what you take to that final result. And you'll never be happy then if you can't be happy now, right? There will always be a feeling of discontent. And so turning our sort of training in the way culturally we've been brought up on its head, starting with the happy feeling and then determining our pursuits from who we are on the inside rather than what we think is going to make us happy can completely change the trajectory of our life, right?
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. And also just to your point of turning it on its head, a lot of people go, well, okay, if I start with happiness first inside, well, like I'm truly discontent. And the response to that is exactly, you need to see first that you're discontent. That is the truth. And if you stop trying to escape that and just see it for what it is, that is when you can make room for the formula to become happy first, but you first have to see the truth instead of resisting the discontent.
Yeah, I love that. I actually had someone say, so I use the term bliss rather than happy. It's a bit of a deeper emotional content. And I've actually had people say to me, one of my coaches specifically said to me, well, I don't want to be blissful because then I'll lose all my motivation. And I was completely shocked by that. I don't know if you've ever heard this yourself, Stacy. I don't want to be happy because then why would I work hard? The thing is that when you're content, you actually tend to work harder because your dreams are bigger. They're based more on you rather than some outside force telling you what you should be. And when it's based on you, your drive is significantly bigger. Your passion is bigger. Your want to achieve becomes bigger. So that's also kind of counterintuitive. When you're happier, you will achieve more because of your capacity to dream. Would you agree with me on that?
Absolutely, 150%. And it really is stemming from, either can be fueled by a blissful inner state, as you describe it, or a fearful inner state. There isn't another option. If you can call it different things, but those are the core, options. And when you are coming from a fearful state, it's not going to be sustainable, and you have to work extra hard to get the same result, where when you're fueled by bliss or that beautiful state, you're able to naturally, it's a natural passion, a natural, motivation that rises. It's not a contrived motivation that you have to create if you're coming from suffering.
Exactly. I love that.
Yes.
So you talk a lot about inner states. So bliss, from my perspective, is like the ultimate inner state, but we have many of those, right? So your methodology is really based on inner states, how to distinguish them, and then how to utilize your inner states and the distinguishing of them for success, right? So talk to me a little bit about how that works in your methodology.
Yeah. So just like we were talking about, there's those two options of inner state. And so the first part is, again, really looking at resistance first and any sort of disconnect or discontent, any uncomfortable inner vibe or feeling that you're experiencing. Because although it may seem like something you have to overcome, it's actually the biggest gift because it's come to show you the way. So, and what I mean by that is if you're willing to dig into that, to clear up that inner state, you're going to see how to clear that at such a deep level that you no longer are struggling with that anymore. And so the importance of that is, like I mentioned a moment ago, that things that you create will become more sustainable and your relationships are going to improve. And not only that, your presence, we all want more confidence. We all want to play full out, all these terms of let's go to that next level. And, truly what happens, and that's why, I call it limitless, is when you are willing to get in touch with the resistance, the discontent within you, and dig into what that is and stop resisting it. Your next level is limitless once you can do that because you're not bogged down by those negative emotions.
Are you interested in investing in turnkey rental properties? My friend Kathy Vetke, co-founder of Real Wealth, can help. She's been investing in real estate for over 20 years and has a network of over 50,000 members who she helps create Real Wealth, which is about having the money and freedom to live life on your own terms. Visit realwealth.com realwealth.com/blissful. That's realwealth.com/blissful to become a member, view sample properties, and connect with property teams in over 15 markets across the U.S. It's 100% free and only takes 5 minutes to join. It's so interesting because, as humans, we only have so many hours in the day and we only have so much energy to expend. Mm-hmm. And so if we're expending our energy on trying to keep ourselves lifted up because we have to fight the anchors that are pulling us down, that's an energy drain that we cannot use in other ways, right? We cannot use them to create freedom. We cannot use them to create success. We cannot use them to create love, right? We're using them to fight the anchor and to carry that around, right? And so when we're able to release those inner states of fear or whatever, then we release a lot of energy to focus on the things that we want. Now, the one thing I strongly believe, I'd love to hear your feedback on this, is all of our emotions, like you said, all of our emotions teach us something, right? They show us where the discontent is. I believe that we have a right to all of those feelings. Like if we're angry, if we're in despair, if we're having a bad day, if someone died, we're having a bad month, right? Like we have a right to all of those emotions, but we don't have to live in those emotions. So what I say is honor them, feel them, live in them for just a little while, but don't make them your home, right? You want to make your home those inner states that really support your joy and your success and your freedom, as you say. Do you agree with me on that?
I do, absolutely. And I think that, just to go into a little more detail of my thoughts on it is, we, especially as women, are told what it means to be a good girl. And we're taught that a good girl doesn't show she's upset, right? Or, it's not okay to whatever, can complete the sentence. And I think that that's part of the problem that, why people, both men and women have difficulty not making it their emotional home because they're taught so much, and we're taught in society that, don't feel it. Who has time for that? Just put it in this file over here. And that is what is that heavy, shackle on us, if you will, that doesn't allow us to create a new emotional home. But like you said, if we can just see it and allow it, feel it, and sometimes you don't even know how to feel it because we're so ingrained to escape, distract ourselves, go over here. But the problem is that, the monster keeps getting bigger and bigger and it starts to bring all of its friends, right? These different emotions. You can't move it away from it. So yeah, I totally agree with you.
Awesome. Yay. So tell us a little bit about the triple threat system.
Yes. So the triple threat system is something I use every day and something that I definitely, contribute much of my success to because it's given me that foundation and in many ways, a quick process to go through if time is short or if I have, all the time in the world. So it's very versatile in that way. So there's 3 steps. That's the name of the triple threat system. The first step is to take 3 conscious breaths. Conscious breaths, when I say that, I mean set a timer on your phone for 3 minutes and take deep inhalations and try to make your exhalations longer. If you can, double the count of the first inhalation. So it would be breathe in deep for 2 counts. And you just count in your mind and then exhale for 4. That would be the double. So do that for 3 minutes. That's step 1 of the triple threat system. Once you do that, what you've done is you've created a very calm soil, if you will, to then plant what the contents are of step 2, which is write down 3 things you're grateful for. When you can do that, and sometimes it's like, well, I don't know what I can come up with. Just think about the last 24 hours. Think about simple things like that you're grateful, you could brush your teeth this morning, that you can walk down the hallway. Sometimes the simpler, the better to start off just because our mind is conditioned to look for what's wrong. And so when you can start the day with that, calm first step of a clear mind, that first, batch of seeds that you plant are those of gratitude, then it's just a prime foundation to then go into step 3, which is focusing on your short and long-term goals. And I do, my 3 short, 3 long-term goals. And so what that does is it sets you up, for the day, prepares you no matter what comes your way. And then it also keeps your short and long-term goals front of mind. And what I love about that is, we need to constantly be asking ourselves, is my vision current? And when you're that in touch with those short and long-term goals, you're able to adjust as life evolves, because, you could be in the middle of a pursuit of a goal and decide that this isn't really what I want anymore and change course. So that's the triple threat system. And you can do it in 10 minutes. You could also stretch it out to 30, if you want to do a little bit longer breathing. So that's what I love about it, is that no matter how much time you have, it's very adaptable.
I love that. I love how simple it is. And I just want to say, ladies, so much of the time when I talk to you, one of the questions that I get, or one of the comments that I get a lot of, is I don't have a lot of time and I want easy systems to be able to fit into the little bit of a time that I've got. But then if I give an easy system, something like the triple threat, that's very simplified, we've all heard a lot of these components in different shows and different places, but then you're like, well, that's too simple. I've heard that before. And, I need something that's going to be a little bit more effective than that. And you're not alone, ladies. If you've had those thoughts, I've had those thoughts too. And the thing is that until you actually try it and implement it for a significant period of time, and I'm talking about like a month, you're not going to know what the results are. And just because it's simple does not mean that it's not powerful. As a matter of fact, the more simple it is, the more implementable it is, the more powerful it is, and that you do need to actually do it. Like, you have to take action, right? We talk about action all the time. You have to actually do it and give it a chance to work. So I just want to say that I love this. And we've had a lot of people come on to this show and talk about morning routines, right? I've talked about morning routines, but what Stacy is just giving you is something that's super easy, super implementable. You can do it in 5 minutes or you can do it in 30 minutes. And because it's simple does not mean that it's not powerful. So I would encourage you to write down her 3 steps and then implement them into your life for the next 30 days to see if they work for you. Now, everybody is different, right? Different things work for each of us in different ways. So you might want to change around. You might want to implement it a little bit differently. But first, you try it her way, right? And I just love how simplified this is. So thank you for that, Stacy.
Of course. Yeah. And one thing that I do too is I look at this as, that foundation. I've said that multiple times, and what's great about it is that it's very easy to add an accessory to it. Maybe you want to work on another aspect, and so just keeping that in mind too is something that I'll do when time is allotted. But I like to have that go-to. I can find 10 minutes anywhere, no matter how crazy the day. So it's nice to just have that go-to no matter what.
Yeah. And extra, we're actually going to talk more about how she actually fits this into her life and the actual implementation of this into her life. So I'm really excited about that in extra. And actually, so let's talk a little bit about extra. So we're going to talk more about the triple step. What is it? The triple threat. The triple threat system. And then we're also going to talk specifically more about real estate. One of the things that Stacy and I talked about before was when people see a property online, they think it looks like a really, really good deal. But it's really important that we go through the numbers, right? We take a look at, is it a good deal on the balance sheet? And I always say to you ladies that our business, real estate investing, is a people business, right? But the numbers have to work for us to get to the people part. And so Stacy's going to go through in extra sort of how to really validate a property if, in fact, you think it's a great deal, how to go through it and make sure that it is. So those are the couple of things we're going to be talking about in extra. Is that true? Did you want to add anything, Stacy?
Yes. Yeah. I'm very excited about both of those, by the way. And I didn't talk about this in the pre-show, but I do have a very special tool that I'm going to share with you to share with your extra people that helps validate that investment at a deeper level. It's a simple Excel spreadsheet that works every time. So that's my gift to you.
Perfect. That'll be great. And so that's for the extra portion of the show.
Yeah. Yep.
Perfect. So, so we've talked a lot about being limitless and interstates and all of that stuff. What would you say is the missing ingredient for whole life success?
I think that so much of it is related to, what we've talked about, that we've lost that connection, and that's the missing piece is connection. And again, it sounds very simple, but it's profound, in a society, in a world now that's more connected than ever, technology-wise, but leaving us feeling more disconnected than ever. And so the missing ingredient being connection, it means first and foremost connecting to yourself and being able to utilize that not just in the, personal development side of things, what we've talked about thus far, but also, connecting to yourself in when you have a gut feeling about something, analyzing your business, connecting to your source is also what I mean. And so that is that missing ingredient to whole life success. Because when you understand that you no longer have to rely on the external feedback to justify how you're feeling or your thoughts about something, the power goes from, let's say, like 5 to 50 as far as that. It's just an immediate increase in your ability to take action and follow through and achieve your goals.
Thank you so much for that. And it is true. I mean, so much, the client relationships, right? Our tenant relationships, we feel, and I fall into this. I'm a little bit surprised to watch myself sometimes because I really feel like the relationships in my life are everything, right? Those are the things that have really been the reason for my success. And even then, there's an awful lot of texting that happens that could be a phone call that creates a connection or a visit to the house or something like that, right? And I think that communication has become so easy that it's allowing us to not make it a priority or not give it the kind of attention it deserves,
Yes, it's so true. And one thing that we're implementing within the team is just the rule that a connection is not an email or text. It's only a phone call. And while it's an adjustment, it's just that reminder, to just be more mindful of, more than anything, people are craving connection right now. And that alone can be your differentiator by reaching out instead of doing what everyone else is doing, which is relying on the technology.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. That's awesome. So could you tell everybody, Stacy, how they can reach you?
Absolutely. Yes. So because my last name is so challenging to say, everyone calls me Stacy B. So my website is the best way to get in touch with me. And that is limitlesswithstacyb.com.
Okay. And Stacy B as in boy.
Yes.
So limitlesswithstacyb.com. Perfect. And that will be in the show notes, ladies. All right. Stacy, are you ready for our 3 rapid fire questions?
Yes. Born ready.
Yay! Stacy, could you tell us one super tip on getting started investing in real estate?
The biggest thing is do the homework and the research. And what I mean by that is go and connect with a lender, because a lot of times we let just the lack of knowledge in something hold us back, or, we think we need to wait until we do X, Y, or Z. And I just can't tell you how many times I have experienced and clients might have experienced going and doing that research, getting different opinions on the lending side has opened up an opportunity to take action on an investment property. And so I think that's the biggest thing is if you are interested in real estate, get in touch with a professional, a mortgage professional, or your real estate professional that because you would be surprised at how, empowered you can be so quickly. And let's say you can't get the loan or it's not a good time, you can make a very aggressive plan to prepare for whatever it is you need to complete to be able to qualify.
I love that. And then what would you say is one strategy on being successful in real estate investing?
Yeah. So, I think the biggest strategy is to go for it. The only thing that a seller or someone else can say is no if they don't accept your offer. And so don't be afraid to, make 10 different offers, throw that net out to see who bites, depending on the product, of course. That's one way. But another way is, don't be afraid to pursue a property. Though it doesn't happen as much right now, it will happen again, where if it is overpriced, going in 50,000, 100,000 low with justification of how you arrived at those numbers, all they can say is no. And a lot of times, I've had so many times been like, oh my gosh, they came down to almost the price that we offered. So I think that's the biggest thing is to pursue it and, don't be afraid of that rejection.
That's awesome. And then Stacy, what would you say? I think I know the answer to this. But what would you say is one daily practice that contributes to your personal success?
Yes, I'm sure you can't answer it. I can't. It's absolutely my morning routine. And with that, though, it's that triple threat system, and it's also incorporating at least 10 minutes of reading, my workouts, and of course, my time with my Earl Grey tea, which is my favorite beverage.
I love that. Stacy, this has been so much fun. Thank you so much for everything you've offered on this portion of the show.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Ladies, thank you for joining Stacy and I for this portion of the show. If you are subscribed to Extra, stay tuned. We've got some more amazing stuff coming. If you're not subscribed to Extra but would like to be, you can just go to realestateinvestingforwomenextra.com and you get the first 7 days for free. So you can get this extra, you can get a ton of other extras. I think I've got like more than 50 up there, so you can totally binge on those, see if it's for you. And then if you want to stay subscribed, you can. And if not, you just got a lot of really good content. So check it out, realestateinvestingforwomenextra.com. If you're leaving Stacy and I now, thank you so much for joining us today. You know how much I appreciate you. Yay! And I look forward to seeing you next time. And until then, remember, goals without action are just dreams. So get out there, take action, and create the life your heart deeply desires. I'll see you soon. Bye.
I hope you enjoyed today's show. If you'd like to find out more about how to become a blissful millionaire, go to blissfulinvestor.com. See you next time.